The other morning I was driving to school and, like most people, I prefer to play some sort of media while on my journey. I usually just throw on an album and even though I'll only get 4 to 5 songs in, it's still better than just sitting there in complete silence. My car is Bluetooth, so I just connect my phone and play it off of that. But for some reason, in this particular morning, my Bluetooth wouldn't work. I don't know why, it just didn't. So I was forced to use my aux cord, which was really just an Apple charger. I really wasn't that annoyed. I was still able to listen to my music, and now my phone was even being charged, so I don't know, that's pretty cool, I guess. The problem arose about 30 seconds into the drive, where I remembered why I don't use the aux cord. It's because it cuts out a lot, to the point that it's not even usable because you spend more time fiddling with it than you do actually hearing anything. So now, both my options are down, leaving me with one final choice. Either I put my phone on the dash and just have the music play out of the phone speakers, or the option that I ended up picking and deeply regret doing so. I listened to the radio. Yeah, I know I sound like a classic Gen Zer. Oh, he can't go 15 minutes without his phone. Oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Let me call the ambulance on my rotary phone. But hear me out. I was actually pretty excited to listen to the radio. I never do, so I thought it'd be a fun way of hearing new songs, or just ones I haven't heard in a while. And I always like the jingles or intros radio stations have, like, This is Indie Nation, where you listen to small and upcoming artists before the world does. Only a handful of people have heard these songs, so prepare to hear the never been heard. Although I was excited, that excitement quickly went away, for I didn't realize the difficulty of even finding a radio station. Now, keep in mind that I do live pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so the majority of my stations were just... Eventually, I did find some that actually worked. The one I landed on was a classic rock station, which I am more than okay with. It was playing Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith, which is a song I very much enjoy. But unfortunately, I had begun listening when there was only about 30 seconds left. I wasn't too bummed though because, I don't know, I was even more excited than before because I figured out how the radio works and I'm actually listening to things that I do enjoy. Oh, how naive I was. Little did I know, those 30 seconds of Sweet Emotion were the only time I got to listen to any song the entire 20-minute drive. 2.5% of my commute was spent listening to music. The reason? Ads! Why are there so many ads on the radio? It's unbearable! It's worse than Spotify. It's worse than 2 unskippable 30-second ads on YouTube. 80%, 16 minutes were spent listening to ads. Now, before you tell me, why don't you just change the station? I did. I cycled through every single one that was available to me, and they were all just playing ads. Except for the country station, but there's no way you'll catch me alive or dead listening to country music. If I ever have to go through that many ads again, I will slam the gas pedal and completely wrap my 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee around a tree. The last 18.5% was spent listening to the radio host. These were definitely better than the ads, but I still would have preferred just listening to music. I suppose if I learned one thing from the radio, it's you take what you can get. Most of the host segments all go about the same. Something about the weather, maybe a feel-good story or an interesting fact, but almost always a question. A trivia question, if you will. And most of these question segments go something like this. Whoa, welcome back to our wacky sports trivia question segment that we always do at 8:05 in the morning. I'm your host, Mike Hawk, and today I got a crazy question for you all. So lace up those cleats, tighten those helmets, put on those gloves, shake those pom-poms, don't forget your cup. Did you remember to grab your lunch? I made sure to cut your sandwich diagonally the way you like it, 'cause here we go! What sport did Tom Brady play?
Please, please, please call in with your answer at 605-1125. I said 605-1125 for a chance to win a coupon for a nice old biscuit. That is 605-1125.
I always found the question segments funny because it's promoting people to be on their phone while driving, which in most places is, sort of kind of illegal. I wonder if there's a statistic out there of how many car crashes were caused by stupid radio questions. Probably not a lot, but I'd assume there's, been at least 4. Like all journeys, they eventually come to an end, and so did mine as I pulled into the school parking lot. I sat there for a few minutes, reflecting on my experience, and it made me think how much I take our current technology for granted. Most people in my generation grew up with all sorts of gizmos and gadgets like iPads and leapfrogs, so we forget the fact that 70% of the world lived in a time when none of those things even existed, a time when they had to deal with the radio every day. But to them, the radio was amazing, ads and all. Nowadays, we've become so impatient. Any distraction from our instant dopamine rushes infuriates us. We never truly appreciate the things we have. But we should. And I think the radio is a clear example of that. A clear example of enjoying and cherishing the journey more than the destination.
Are you serious? Now you play something?